Good morning, moo-moo. So I got the air filter replaced. I don't have the cover back on. I just washed it. So I'm letting that dry before I put the cover back on. Another thing, I just bought some dry lube and I oiled all 4 tracks because it was kind of hesitating a little bit. So I'm probably going to spray more on it later. I've got it out so I don't forget. And look at this mess here. So I removed everything off. And you remember the place where I showed you the mice and rodents were getting in? I bought some spray foam in here and also steel wool to shove in there so I can close up that gap. And I'm doing the same with the gaps behind the sofa, so that way nothing can get in here, because that'll all be sealed up with steel wool and also spray foam. It was pretty dirty under here, and the reason why I decided to take some alcohol and spray down here because I saw some droppings. So when the mice or rodents got in, they definitely came into this area. That's why I want to seal it, so if I do get any rodents that come in, they can't get in here at least. I'm going to do that with other parts of the RV. The main entrance is through here, so I'm going to pull this cover off and also spray foam this area here where all the wires and ducting goes in, so they can't get under here and come around. That's the problem, because this is an elevated area where my bedroom is. And I did sweep and clean everything as well. It's noon now, so we're waiting a couple more hours before we put the fluids in. And I did get the transmission fluid to top it off. And I think that'll be all. Everything will be done. Okay, I'm going to get started back on this because this is going to take me a minute. I'm going to wipe everything down before it goes back under here with alcohol, just since there were rodents under there. All the holes have been stuffed with steel wool, and then I used the expanding foam to lock it into place. Ivan did that area back there. I had already stuffed that with steel wool, but I don't want him getting into these drawers here. So hopefully I won't have to worry about it anymore now that the main access is closed. But you never know with rodents, they can chew through stuff. That's why I stuffed the steel wool in first, so they would have to chew through the foam, and then I would see the traces of it. Once they hit that steel wool, they'll probably stop because they don't like the steel wool. I ran out of foam, so I'm gonna get some more and do the under part. And also I have this hole here. Luckily they don't get into this cabinet, just this bottom shelf here. I've seen signs of mice droppings, so I'm gonna clean this out, and then I'm gonna put a new wall in because I took that one out. It's kind of flimsy. And then I'll put some expanding foam in there. This box here used to be where my batteries were stored, but they are no longer here. They're over here because I moved them. So this has been empty. This is actually a good spot for shoes, and I've stored shoes in here before, but the problem is it has 2 big holes where the wires used to go, and it gets really dusty, and you can tell it's dirty in here. So I'm going to clean it out and then seal those holes, and then I'm going to store my shoes in here. Alright, well, I'm going to wipe all this down and get it put back inside. I probably should let that sit for an hour before doing so that way the foam has time to set. Oh my god, that was a freaking mess. I haven't cleaned it since I owned it. So there was caked on stuff. That's why the lid wasn't shutting, and then it ended up falling off because the screws worked loose. Put new screws in, the lid's back on, shuts and seals. But I did take some water and spray this whole area down, because it does have drains and it's all metal. So I'm just gonna wait for this to dry out before I put shoes in. Also have to seal those holes, but I'll do that when it dries. Oh, that's so much better. Completely washed off, and I wiped it down the screen so it's not so dusty. And I'm gonna fill my transmission fluid now and put this cover back on. Oh, this is hard to do with one hand. While the front is almost dry, this is so much better. I'm gonna leave that open so that can dry better. I am warming up the engine so I can check the transmission. This looks pretty good. It expanded well. Same with the sofa. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and put this stuff in here. It's about 1:17, less than 2 hours to go. This one looks good as well, so I can go ahead and put the drawers back in. I still have to fix that shelf up there, but I decided to put my spices in a different spot since they're actually very heavy. So they work really well in this top drawer. And all the drawers are back in. Okay, everything is done here. All the fluids are good. Windshield wipers are on. New air filter. And last but not least, we got to fill this up. And the time is coming up. This is all put back together. I haven't cleaned the table off yet because there's some supplies there for when I have to put this back together. I want to do that before we get back on the road. So I'm going to be working on that later today. And I'm just glad this is all clean again. Everything's been put back in here. I organized things. I didn't just cram it back in here. I put everything neatly in here. Everything's been disinfected and wiped down. This is definitely much better. Find stuff easier. Hey, Bella. So we're back at it. And this will be the last thing. We're almost done pumping the first bottle. Alright, on to the next bottle. Ooh, that's greasy. There we go. Just takes right under 5 quarts.
Take this so it's not making a mess everywhere.
Okay, and we are done with that. It did take all 5 quarts. It's just now starting to leak out.
Yeah, so it's full. It's up to the filler thing.
Right. I'll put this back in here so we can pump it.
You want a paper towel?
I'll get some. Okay, cleaned up everything except the pads, which I'll put up now. And of course, when we pull out of here, I'll get the ramps. And I put the old oil or gear oil in the bottle, and that's how we knew it was low because it didn't fill it all the way up. I just finished this and oh my god, so much better. I don't understand how they do it so bad. They just put a few nails in, but that thing's not going anywhere now. Oh shoot, it's starting to run. Anyways, I've glued this. I'm gonna tack it up now. Well, that looks so much better. There was only about 6. There's 2 there, 2 in the middle, and 2 at the end. No wonder it didn't hold. No glue. So I put the glue, smeared it, and then put about 12, so double the amount. It's weird. I don't think I had any more of this. It's like they ran out and they just didn't finish. So I'm okay with that. I'm gonna go ahead and put the other board in. This is pretty runny glue, so I'm having to smear it in or else it drips. Okay. Okay, that part is done. Just have to put the little molding pieces here and here, and we'll be good to go. Which I have glued. They didn't glue these either. They were teeny tiny finishing nails that were barely holding in. Alright, well I used a little too much glue, but luckily it dries clear, so you won't see it after it dries. But yeah, they're on there good. They would always just plop off, but they shouldn't now. So I have 3 nails here, 4 here, 3 on the side, and 4 here. Overdone, but I don't want it to fall off. Okay, I think that looks good. I polished it down to get the fingerprints off, and I don't think that sucker's going anywhere. Awesome. It would be so much better if things were built right in the first place, but, you know, it happened. So LP is ready for the road. Alright, well, that is it. It's been a lot. I will say that, but I should have done this stuff before I left the property. And I was reminded that by Dave. Thank you, Dave.
You're quite welcome.
And thank you for helping.
Quite welcome.
So, yeah, I definitely will do that next time or next season. But you know what? It is what it is, and we made it here, and nothing bad happened. So I'm glad that we're going to be getting on the road tomorrow and going further south into Arizona. So we'll see you then. If you want to check out more videos, they'll be right over here. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so there, or check out Patreon. Bye for now.